G'day guys, Mr. Oz Adventure here, and today I've got something special for you. I'm reviewing the Zhiyun Rider M 3-axis stabilizing gimbal. So first up, we'll unbox the gimbal and see what it comes with. First impressions are that I really like the packaging. It's very neat, nice and white and bright, and reminds me a lot of Apple packaging. So first up, you're going to come across some warranty information and some instructions. So seeing as I'm a man, I'm going to put them aside and attempt to use this gimbal without even looking at the instructions, and then come back later when I get stuck. This little piece of foam that I'm pulling out here is to protect the side of the pan motor, like so in the image right here. And you've also got some silica gel. I recommend not eating that. And here is the gimbal itself. Ooh, look at that. It is so cool. The gimbal is battery charged and comes with 4 rechargeable batteries, although only 2 are needed to power the gimbal, so you have a spare set at all times. It also comes with a USB charger so that you can charge the batteries in much the same way as you would with any other electronics that you have these days. Another cool thing that this gimbal comes with is a small cable which connects your GoPro to the gimbal so that your gimbal batteries can charge your GoPro if need be. There is also another cable which you can connect to a small monitor if you wish to see the camera angle. There are a couple of ways which you can mount your gimbal. It comes with the standard tripod mounting screw hole on the bottom of the gimbal, and it also comes with a GoPro adapter which screws into the bottom of the gimbal. And from there you can just mount it to any of your existing GoPro mounts. So that is all there is in the box. It's completely empty now. That is it. So why did I choose to buy this Rider M gimbal over other gimbals on the market? Well, basically I wanted a gimbal to wear on my body and my backpack rig. So I chose the Rider M due to it being much lighter and much smaller than the other gimbals on the market, including the Z1 Rider, which is also made by Zhiyun. Alright, let's set it up now and we'll take it for a test ride. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to run through all the modes of this gimbal with you and show you how to set up the correct angle that you want using the app on the phone. By default it's set up for follow mode. That allows you to change the pitch axis, so your up and down, and your roll axis, side to side, just by scrolling your finger across the screen on your phone there. But your yaw axis is locked there, you can't change it. So the mode I actually like is lock. That's what I found is best for motorbike riding. You can change that to however you want. That's the yaw axis. You can set up the angle that you want exactly on your bike. You go, yep, I like it right there, I'm going to leave it there. So you've also got another mode, full. It locks the pitch axis and it locks the yaw axis. So the only one that goes up and down and moves around is this one here. And if you would like your gimbal to face the other way, you just press this rear button, bang. It does a 180 degree spin, and then to get it back you just press one of the other modes, follow or lock or whatever. So when you first set it up, you've got to go through a calibration mode. This is all calibrated, so I don't need to do anything there, I've already done that. But when you first install the app, you need to go through and calibrate the app to the gimbal. You can also change the modes using the buttons on the side here. But I like to use the app because it's a little bit easier to fine tune it all using the app rather than the buttons, and I find it hard to sort of remember where I'm at with the button presses. So that is pretty much it with the app. It's fairly simple to use. Okay guys, I am on the road and I have the gimbal attached to the bike via this little pole that came with it and my RAM mount on the handlebars. Okay, so it's on, and we're just going to flick this other mode button which will get it revved into life. Have a look at that. That is going to be pointing straight at me. So we are now obviously parked on a bit of a slope and the camera is sitting nice and level. Let's just sit the bike upright and see what happens. Look at that. So if you want to adjust the angle, you hold it like that, you feel it do a little vibrating thing and it should stay there. If you want to move it back, push it with your hand, you can feel it move on the inside and then it's locked into position right there. Let's see how we go. I'll turn it on. Because this is attached to the handlebars, it's going to move with the handlebars, so every time I turn into a corner it's going to lean, so it may move away from my head as being the central focus point, but that's okay. We're just going to test it out today and see what happens. It's quite bizarre, I keep looking at it instead of the road. It does quite often seem like it's pointing in the wrong direction, but that's because my bars are always turning. It's amazing. I don't realise how much I'm actually leaning the bike until you see something in front of you that is keeping a level horizon. Then you realise that, wow, I'm actually sort of leaning over a lot further than I sort of give myself credit for a lot of the time. The one negative that I experienced from having the gimbal handlebar mounted directly to the bike is that there is still some vibrations which transfer from the bike through the gimbal to the footage. Alright, so I've got the gimbal hooked up on my backpack rig here now, and I'm going to give it a test. Alright, this is what I was hoping for, some nice twisty sections to see how this looks when I'm leaning over. Slow speed, nice and twisty, that's going to give me a good idea of what the gimbal looks like on my backpack rig. Out of all the mounting positions that I tested, the backpack rig was definitely the one that was the most smooth. It was also the one that I really wanted the gimbal the most for. It was the one that I thought I would use the most, and I was right. I'm definitely going to be using the gimbal on this camera mount a lot. Both facing forwards and facing rear, it was equally as smooth, and I was very impressed with the way the footage came out. As you can see, even sped up, it is still very smooth. Slowed down, it's still smooth. It's very impressive. I like it, and I can see myself using it in a lot of future videos. I'm really looking forward to getting super creative with this gimbal and seeing what sort of weird and wonderful camera angles I can achieve with it. But if there was one camera angle that I thought was going to be really great, but I was a bit disappointed by it, it had to be the chin mount. That was not very good at all. So now I'm rocking this gimbal from my chin. This is bizarre. Out of all the mounts I've tried so far, this one is the weirdest because I'm staring at the camera moving around right in front of me, hanging off my chin, and it is weird. It also adds a lot more weight. To get the movement of the gimbal, I've had to put a few more GoPro arms on and get it right out the front of the helmet so it's got room to move. Along with the weight of the gimbal itself adds more weight to my chin, so it's pulling my helmet down, and I imagine it's going to end up hurting my neck eventually. So this is just a trial. The other thing that's a little bit annoying about having this chin mounted, this gimbal, is there's a quality control sticker on the back of it which is reflecting the sunlight right into my eyes. Chin strap's digging into my neck because of the weight of the gimbal. Well, I don't know what I just did to the gimbal, but I don't know if the battery's just gone flat. I've had it going for most of the day, but all of a sudden just gone weird. I looked over to see if my camera was still filming in the mirror, and then it just went boink and turned itself off. The other angle that I was very keen on testing out was the chest mount, as I had seen this done to great success in other gimbal videos. But I don't think that my bike is the right bike for this chest mount. There is just too much bike up front with the windscreen and the dash assembly and everything, and I'm too far from the front of the bike. With a different bike, such as a naked bike, the chest mount would be incredible. But that doesn't mean I won't use it. I'll probably still use it from time to time because it is very smooth. But where the chest mounted gimbal did really excel was on the mountain bike. With no motorbike in front blocking the footage, you get a real sense of how smooth this gimbal is at both normal speed and sped up. I was really impressed by the way this turned out. The next thing I guess I'll have to do is take it into the mountain bike trails and see how it goes on rough terrain. Overall, I'm really impressed by the performance of this Zhiyun Rider M gimbal, and I highly recommend it to anyone really who wishes to up the quality of their videos. Thanks for watching, and I really hope you got something out of this video. If you would like to see more product reviews such as this, see the link up on the screen right now, and make sure you subscribe for more future videos just like this one. Cheers guys, see ya!